Good afternoon. My name is Otie McKinley with the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. And today I have the pleasure of chatting with Drew Coleman, Director of U.S. and Foreign Direct Investment at the MEDC. Today we're going to talk about our ongoing efforts to promote Michigan as an ideal location for global businesses to invest and expand. Welcome, Drew, and thank you for joining us today. And also, thanks to the viewers that have tuned in as well.
Thanks, Otie. Really happy to be here and excited to talk about why foreign direct investment is so important to Michigan.
All right. So, Drew, maybe a little background for our viewers. Global companies from foreign countries have invested nearly $12 billion in capital projects across Michigan between 2016 and 2020. That represents the creation of more than 36,000 jobs and led to Michigan being ranked 6th in the nation for total jobs created by foreign direct investment. Talk to us about how the MEDC is working with companies and what are we doing to build on that momentum?
Yeah, definitely, Otie. So I think it's a long-term strategy from the state of Michigan. We've been investing in those relationships for decades, and that's really why we're seeing those results. So even during a really challenging time with COVID impacts and the challenges with trade and investment that other parts of the world have seen, Michigan's really been successful because we have dedicated term focuses in those marketplaces. So, we're seeing investments from Canada to China, Japan to India, and all throughout Europe. And it's really based on that focus that we have and just a whole host of resources to support those businesses being successful here in the state.
All right. Well, I first off want to apologize. My furry coworker gets really jealous when we start doing these discussions. So my apologies if he interrupts us again or interrupts you. But when these global companies are looking at places to do business, what are some of the key factors that they take into account when considering investing in the U.S. or certainly here in Michigan?
Yeah, I think to start with that answer is consistency. They're looking for an environment with regulations that can support them in a long-term focus for their company. So we really try to create a stable environment here in Michigan. That environment means investing in talent and training resources, in tax structure, in just all those different pieces that really can support a customer growing for the long term. So we work with companies that may have their first sales office in the US to companies that are investing for the 10th time in Michigan. And consistency and policy and resources are really important for them. Each of those companies' requirements are slightly different. So if it's your first sales office, it may be connections to a law firm or accounting firm or support with visa access. If you're looking to make your 10th investment in Michigan, it may be helping to access other companies through our Pure Michigan Business Connect services, or helping them to ramp up those 300 new employees that they're looking for over a short amount of time. So it's really that whole ecosystem, that total environment that Michigan has really put together over the last decade, and that's why we're seeing such great investments here today.
Yeah. So, and maybe let's take a quick step back. Maybe some of the viewers aren't really all that intimately familiar with what foreign direct investment is. Maybe can you give us like a 30,000-foot view or the elevator speech of what is FDI?
Sure. Yeah. So foreign direct investment is any company that is headquartered out of the U.S. making an investment here in the States. So we really focus on companies or countries that historically have generated high levels of foreign direct investment for Michigan. So we have a dedicated focus on those markets. And those companies can be large or small. Typically, we're seeing multinational corporations looking to invest here to access the North American marketplace, and really in different industries as well. So it really just depends on where that company is in their kind of life cycle of business. But we work with them in all pieces of that.
All right. And also, I would like to comment, if any of the viewers have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the screen. We'll try to get to as many as we can. But Drew, next week, June 7th through the 11th, is Select USA. And MEDC is leading Michigan's participation in that event. Talk to me about Select USA. What is it? Give me a little info and maybe more importantly, what opportunities does it and our participation in it present?
Yeah, Select USA is the premier, foreign direct investment event in the U.S. Held each summer in June, typically in person in Washington D.C., but this year in a virtual format. So Michigan, through the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, is a diamond sponsor. So we are a lead sponsor for that event, and it's a really important partnership that we find through the U.S. Commercial Services and the Select USA Group to help bridge that divide from wherever the country is and their company and their home country, and then here in Michigan. So we work really closely with them throughout the year on a number of matchmaking events. But this is really that premier event, bringing in thousands of investors from across the globe to speak with each state individually. Say, this is where we are. This is our plan for the future, and we want to make sure that we can help them, be successful here in Michigan. We are not there alone. We're bringing a number of our regional partners from north, south, east, and west all across the state of Michigan to really talk about what each of their communities has to offer for foreign companies, how we can help them be successful, and how we can really help them connect into this ecosystem, because it really is about those partnerships and relationships. And Select USA provides us that opportunity to start those conversations.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, our local partners are what keeps the momentum moving. And different areas of the state sometimes have different focus industries. What are the key industries that we're going to be highlighting at Select USA, and where does Michigan fit as far as the advantages that we offer these global companies in those particular industries?
Yeah, Otie, I think everyone knows that Michigan's an automotive state. So obviously mobility, automotive, but also future mobility, electrification, autonomy, research and development, all those things that really fit into that ecosystem. So we're very aggressive at talking to global companies in that space and how they can find success here in Michigan. In that market, Michigan has a number of testing centers, great university resources, facilities all across the state, both domestic and foreign, that they can make partnerships with. And in Michigan, 96 of the 100 largest global automotive companies have a presence here. So it's really about the ecosystem when it comes to mobility. But that's not the only story for Michigan. We're really strong in a number of different areas. So I mentioned engineering, but it's not just automotive. We have incredible design studios, technology centers, and spaces not only for automotive, but industrial goods, furniture, commercial packaging. All those different things are done here in Michigan. And then there's others. So, professional corporate services. We have a large financial sector here in the state. Some of the largest mortgage companies are headquartered here. I think 3 of them have gone public this year alone. So a really strong ecosystem for professional corporate services, back office support, and all those areas as well. And the list goes on with advanced manufacturing, really focusing on Industry 4.0. We have some of the most aggressive efforts here in Michigan to help all of our companies move towards that 4.0 space. So we're really investing in our companies and in the talent that are in those companies to make sure we're successful. And I think I'll just round it out with medical device technology. We're really focusing on those companies globally that are the best in their space. I don't know that many people know this, but the Pfizer vaccine is made right here in Michigan. And we're really proud of that technology. It's one of the most state-of-the-art facilities anywhere in the world. And the Michigan Economic Development Corporation partnered with them 2 years ago to really build up that opportunity. So before we even knew that there was a need for that response, we were partnering with them to build a successful environment to really drive forward. So it's really all of those things. And our friends at the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development who are coming with us to Select USA would also like me to mention that our second largest industry here in Michigan is agriculture. And it may not be the one that we might be known about globally, but it's really important. We have some really impressive technologies that we're investing into the ag space. Agribusiness is really important to the state of Michigan.
Yeah, and you mentioned that that diversity in key industries is also what helps build talent pipelines. It is allows us to be a leader in logistics and infrastructure. Talk to me talk to how that's important as a selling point for the state.
Yeah, so you mentioned 2 pieces there, diversity of talent and industry, but also just our location. So I'll start on the location. Michigan is within 500 miles or 800 kilometers of half of the US and Canadian population centers. So, location is key for that space. But location also attracts people and, investment. So we see kind of those things working together. So we are in the perfect location to access the market, but also to access the talent that you're required to build into North America. So it really is that mutual connection of location and place, but also people and university and all those things. But Michigan is really bullish in investing in our people. So we have launched a number of programs to really take legacy industry and move them into the future. So you look at how the automotive industry is transforming right now. That means that we need to take someone that may have been making rivets before that needs to go into laser welding, or someone that was working on traditional internal combustion engines and transition to electric vehicle systems. So it's really about creating the talent for the future today, so that as the industries that we're focusing on transition, we can transition forward with them.
Yeah, you mentioned it's that reskilling of talent that's so important as these industries continue to evolve. Again, pulling from what you were mentioning, regardless of what it is, be it agriculture or mobility or medical devices. So when you look forward to Select USA next week, if you could pull out the one or two things, what walking away from that event is a huge win for you?
I think what I always look forward to in these types of events is building new relationships. I think it's really important for us to support a company when they're investing actively, but it's also about understanding the needs for the future and how we can help them be successful in the long term. So it's really about the relationship for me. I want to meet with you, talk about where you've been, where you're going, and how Michigan can be a part of moving there in the future. So if you don't have an active opportunity, we're still interested in understanding how Michigan can maximize your impact in North America. If you are actively looking to invest, we want to understand how Michigan can help overcome some of those challenges to make sure that you're successful here in North America. But all in all, it's really about those relationships. We want to make sure that, as a company looking to the United States for opportunity, that that Michigan is really your gateway to North America. Both of our location, our nearly 1,500 global companies that are already calling Michigan home, the robust talent and workforce, over 250,000 skilled trades workers, one of the highest concentrations of just about every type of engineering in the country. Michigan really does have that opportunity and that ecosystem to create long-term investments, long-term relationships, and support you through every process that you need to go through to be successful here in the United States.
Yeah, and not only that, don't get me wrong, I'm a little biased, but the cost of living and the quality of life in Michigan is tough to beat, right?
Yeah, it's June 2nd. I have quite a tan already. We have hundreds of golf courses, great beach lines, wonderful parks, state park systems, camping year-round. One of the most secluded national parks in the country, Isle Royal, in the top part of the Upper Peninsula, and just so many things. We're a four-season state, and there's a lot of opportunity to really just enjoy Michigan. We obviously work hard here in Michigan. We create things, but we also play hard as well. And it's about that balance. And I think you find a really unique balance here in Michigan.
Yeah, and the quality of life, not only all the wonderful things that Michigan's seasonal opportunities bring, but the vibrant communities across the state, from the Western UP to Southeastern Michigan. There are just so many amazing large and small towns to live in that create such a wonderful opportunity for family, and that's an important part of attracting talent and business as well.
Yeah, Michigan is unique. We're the 10th largest state in the country with over 10 million people. So there's a lot of different opportunities. We have really unique pockets. So in the Upper Peninsula, there's a long tradition of Finnish ancestry that's present there in the Keweenaw Peninsula. There's a lot of Dutch residents, historically in the Holland side of the state, in the west side of Michigan. There's a whole town in Hamtramck. There's all these different cool things that have happened over 100 years plus. And I think there's all those things come together in Michigan and create really a unique opportunity for learning from others, to experience different things. The festivals throughout the summer and the winter are really unique. And yeah, I'm a little biased too. I've lived here my entire life, in several different parts of the state. But it's really a cool place to call home. And I think it's a place that's known for being welcoming And I think where many people have found success in the past, but there's still a lot of opportunity here in the future.
Absolutely. And we could sit here all day long bragging about the state in which we live, but I think we'll probably draw it to a close here. Drew, thanks so much for joining us today to kind of highlight the importance and the impact that MEDC is having on foreign direct investment and what that brings to long-term economic opportunity in the state. I also want to thank everyone for joining us today. And to learn more about what the MEDC does for you and your company, get more information at www.michiganbusiness.org. Again, thank you so much. I hope you have a great summer. Enjoy it and good luck next week.
Thanks, Otie. See everyone at the summit.
Okay.